Hey everybody, it's me Arlene, Delicious Delights. Today I'll do a review on JO Malone Velvet Rose and Oud. This one is a cologne intense, so it comes in the darker bottle. I'll show you that quickly. It was released in 2012. And this Rose Oud combo thing has been very, very popular in the fragrance community for quite a while. I mean, it's everywhere at this point. There are so many Rose Oud perfumes out there, and also many dupes of popular Rose Oud perfumes. And I would say this is one of my favorites when it comes to Rose Oud perfumes. And the reason is because I find this version of Rose Oud to be very, very wearable. So I have been testing this for quite a while now on skin and on clothing. And I think it smells absolutely amazing. It's familiar though. When I first smelled this scent, it automatically reminded me of some other scents. Oud Bouquet from Lancôme was my first thought, but also Rose d'Arabie from Armani Privé. And I also heard people say that this reminds them a lot of Oud Satin Mood from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. So all of these three Rose Oud combo perfumes are super popular and very nice smelling, but all three of those I find to be challenging to wear. Oud Satin Mood is beast mode. It is super heavy on the rose and the violet, super sugary. It is intense. So, whenever I wear Oud Satin Mood, which isn't very often, I have to really be in the mood for that scent because it is just amped up on everything, it feels like, with the notes. They are so intense and beast mode and cloying, and it can be headache inducing. I can say the same thing also about Oud Bouquet, and I'm talking about the old version. I have a bottle of the old version, the vintage bottle that came out in 2014, but then they came out with a new style bottle 2 years later, and now there's a new version again, 2024 version of Oud Bouquet. But anyways, with the original Oud Bouquet, that one is also very, very potent. I have to go super light on the sprays with that one, and it has given me or induced headaches with me because of how strong it is. Also Rose d'Arabie from Armani Privé, also a very strong potent scent, but this Velvet Rose and Oud has a similar scent profile with the other perfumes I just mentioned. However, it just feels a lot more wearable and proportionate, more polite than the other strong perfumes I just mentioned. It is a cologne intense, and it is an intense scent, but not so much that it would be too overwhelming or cloying for me. So the notes in Velvet Rose and Oud, there's only 4 notes listed: damask rose, oud, praline, and clove. You do smell all of those scents just in the first sniff of this. The rose is prominent. It's a smoky rose scent, like a dark smoky rose. The oud in here is always behind the rose. And so it's like a well-behaved oud note that definitely is in there, but it never jumps to the front. It never takes the spotlight. It is complementing this gorgeous, dark, sexy, kind of gothic feeling rose scent that is jammy as well. It adds a little bit of sweetness, but it's not like syrupy or too much either. I just love how they balanced the rose and the oud notes in this scent. There's also clove in here, which does add a nice little spiciness to it. But again, it's not overly done. It just feels like it stands behind the rose, complementing the rose, making the rose shine even more up at the front. And then finally, there's praline in here, which adds a really nice sweetness to the scent. It kind of just rounds everything out and softens all of those potentially sharp edges that you can get from rose notes or oud notes or even clove notes. It kind of just coats all of that, all of those notes, along with a muskiness as well. And musk is not listed in the notes here, but I do get an underlying soft, wispy, airy musk in here that also kind of acts as a blanket or a covering, kind of just smoothing everything out into a very sexy, smooth, mature smelling rose oud scent that is very wearable, not cloying, and super, super dark, sexy, and mysterious and gothic feeling. It gives those vibes. So I think this is a 10 out of 10 rose oud combo perfume. I do love the Rose d'Arabie and I love Oud Bouquet as well. The Oud Satin Mood, I think that one, at first I really, really loved it, but as time went, it just became too strong for me, basically. Even if I would just spray a little bit of it, it was just too much for my nose. I couldn't handle it and it made me feel uncomfortable. There's this piercing sweetness in the Oud Satin Mood that is just so sharp. And for me, it doesn't make me feel very well when I wear Oud Satin Mood, but I wouldn't even say that Velvet Rose and Oud smells exactly like any of these other perfumes that I mentioned, but I do think that there are similarities with these perfumes. But yeah, this is just a gorgeous, wearable, sexy rose oud perfume that I think is absolutely stunning, and I really, really like it a lot. So yeah, that's my quick review of Velvet Rose and Oud from the house of Jo Malone. I would love to hear your opinion on the scent if you've already tried it. Also, I'm curious, do you have any favorites, or which are your favorite rose oud perfumes that you own or have tested? I would love to hear about those down in the comments. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I really, really appreciate it. And I will see you very soon in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.